Hi friends, today I am going to explain about for loop in Java. The for loop is an entry controlled loop in Java, meaning the condition is checked before the loop executes. It is mainly used when the number of iterations is known in advance. If the number of iterations is unknown, then we go for while loop. If the number of iterations are known, then we simply use for loop. Let's see syntax of for loop. We use for keyword and inside the parentheses we go for initialization, condition and updation part. And then body of for loop. Initialization part executed only once, and condition part, if the condition is true, the loop executes. If the condition is false, the loop terminates. And updation parts executes after each iteration. So it is used to decrement or increment the value of local variable. So let's see an example here. I have taken for int I is equal 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. Here int I is equal 0 is initialization, I less than 10 is condition, and I plus plus is updation. So I have initialized I is equal to 0. So it checks 0 less than 10, true, then it go with the body. After executing the body, it executes updation part. So I is being incremented by 1, I becomes 1. Again, it checks the condition, and if the condition is true, it goes with the body. After executing body, I is being incremented. Now I becomes 2. Like that, the body is executed until and unless the condition is true. From 0 to 9, the condition is true. When the value of I becomes 10, 10 less than 10 is condition false. So the loop terminates. So whenever we run the code, it prints from I value from 0 to 9. So if I run the code, I value is being printed from 0 to 9. Whenever I value is 10, the condition is false and loop terminates. So curly braces are optional if there is only one statement inside the loop, and it should not be a declarative statement. Here, if you see the example, here curly braces are optional because here we have only one statement and it is not declarative statement. So if I run the code, it works fine and prints the output. And if it is declarative statement int x is equals to 10 like that, if it is a declarative statement and if I run the code, it raises an error. Error says that variable declaration is not allowed here. If it doesn't use curly braces, declarative statements are not allowed. And empty declaration is allowed. If we close the for loop with semicolon, this is also allowed in Java. So if I run the code, it prints nothing but code execution successful because here it is an empty implementation. So now let's see about initialization section. This part will be executed only once in a loop cycle. Here int I is equal 0 executes only once. And second point, here we can declare and initialize local variables for loop. Here we declare and initialize local variables. Here I is a local variable. System dot out dot println of hello. If I print a message here, the message is being printed 10 times. Something is wrong here. Out. Oh, wait. System dot out dot println of hello. Yeah. If I print this, hello is being printed 10 times. And if I print I here, I is being printed 0 to 9. But if I print the same I outside the for, it is invalid because I is valid only inside the for because it is a local variable inside the for only. we can't use I outside the for. If I print I here, it raises error. So let's see here. Can't find symbol I because the value of the declaration of I is valid only inside the for loop. It is not valid outside the for loop. Although I value becomes 10, we can't access I at line number 7. So it is a local variables of for loop. And third point, here we can declare any number of variables but should not be of same type. Here in example we saw that int I is equal 0. Here we declared only I, but we can declare any number of variables. For example, j is equals to 100, and we can at the updation part also we can keep j plus plus, and we print I value and then j value. If I print both the values hello after I and j, it works fine. And at the time of initialization, I is equals 0, j is equals to 100. I is initialized with 0, j is initialized with 100. And condition is I less than 10. Until and unless I less than 10, the loop executes. And updation part, I is being incremented once by 1 and j is incremented by 1. If I run the code, I is being printed from 0 to 9 and j is being printed from 100 to 109. So we can declare any number of variables here, but these should be same type. We can't keep int I is equal 0 comma double j is equal to 100. Like this we can't keep because these are different type of variables. So if I run the code, it raises an error. Double is not acceptable. And we should not declare int I is equal to 0 and again int I is equal to 0. This also not valid because we only keep int once and then declaration of variables. If I run this, again it raises an error because two times declaring the data type is not valid. We should declare only once. Int I is equal to 0, j is equals to 100 is being valid. So like this, int I is equal to 0, double d is equals to 0.0 is invalid, and int I is equal to 0 comma int j is equal to 0 also invalid. And let's see fourth point in initialization part. In the initialization section, we can take any valid Java statement including system.out.println. Here, if we see, this is the initialization section. Here, I have taken int I is equal to 0, I less than 10. Let's remove int I is equal to 0 and keep it in line number 3 and keep system.out.println of hi here. Just keep hi. I have kept system print statement in part of initialization. So we can keep print statement at initialization part. If I run the code, this initialization part being executed once and hello is being executed 10 times. Hi is being executed one time, hello is being executed 10 times. If I run the code, first hi is being printed and then hello 10 times. So initialization section, we can take any valid Java statement including system.out.println also. This is how initialization section works. Then we go for conditional checks. Here int I is equal to 0. Let's change the code. Yeah. Now we go for conditional checks. First point. Here we can take any Java expression but should be of Boolean type. Here the condition should be always Boolean type, either true or false. We can't take int type or we can't take any other type, float, double. We should only take Boolean types, true or false only accepted here. So I less than 10 is a condition. So it returns either true or false. So it should be of Boolean type. And this part is optional and default value is true. If I, in this code, if I remove I less than 10, then what happens? The default value is being true. So if I run the code, it prints hello infinite number of times because here the condition is always true. So if I run the code, hello is being printed n number of times. This is hello is going on printing. So the default value is true. And now see updation section, increment or decrement section. First point. Here we can take any valid Java statement including system.out.println. In increment section also we can take system.out.println. If I keep system.out.println in increment section, so I keep hi. Here in increment I have kept hi, and I value is being incremented in the body. So I value is being incremented here. I value is being initialized here. So at the updation part, I have taken system.out.println, and if I run the code, hi is being printed 10 times and hello is being printed 10 times because condition part is always checked. So after every iteration, condition part is checked. So after every print statement of hello, hi is being printed. So first hello is being printed, then hi. 10 times hello and hi are being printed. So if I run the code, you may see that hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, hi. So first the body is printed and then go for checking condition. But at the place of condition, we have kept print statement. So it prints hi. And second point, all three sections are independent and optional. So let's remove this all. Here increment and updation and condition. These three sections are optional. If we remove these three sections, now also code works fine. Yeah. Now I have removed all the three sections. If I run the code, it is a infinite loop. Hello is being printed n number of times, infinite number of times. So here there is no initialization, no condition, no updation. So I is being printed n number of times. And if I keep int x is equals to 0 and here x less than 5 and updation x plus plus, now it prints 5 times because I have kept condition here. Whenever x is equals to 5, condition fails, 5 less than 5 fails. So hello is being printed 5 times. So the output is hello 5 times. And infinite loop is we can take all the initialization, updation, and condition. All the things are optional. So it becomes infinite loop because condition is always true here. Default value of condition is true. So this is infinite loop. And let's see unreachable statements in for loops. So here in example 1, we take example 1 and pasted here. So here int I is equal to 0, condition is always true, I plus plus. So condition is always true. So if the condition is always true, hello is being printed always. But there is no hope for printing line number 6, welcome. So if I run the code, it says that line number 6 is unreachable because it is always true. So if I run the code, it says that Java 6, that is line number 6, unreachable statement, welcome. That is, the condition is always true. It says that Line number 6 is unreachable. If the condition is always false, it says that line number 4 is unreachable. That is from line number 3. That is from curly braces onwards, it is unreachable. So it says that from line number 3 onwards, it is unreachable. So if I run the code, now also it raises error. It says line number 3 onwards unreachable because here the condition is always false. So there is no hope of printing line number 4. So it says that this for loop is unnecessary. So whenever we run the code, it says that the body of this for loop is unreachable. So here Java 3, the line from the line number 3, unreachable statement. And let's see another example. Let's take variables. Int a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20. Here replace the condition with a less than b. So here always a less than b. These are not final. So at the time of compilation, here the condition is not being replaced by true or false. So whenever I run the code, it prints hello n number of times. It doesn't raise any unreachable statement error. So if I run the code, hello is being printed n number of times. So if the condition is being false, a greater than b, welcome is being printed because these are not final. If these are final, then we'll get unreachable statement error. So here the condition is false, a greater than b, that is 10 greater than b, 10 greater than 20, condition is being false. So if I run the code, it prints only welcome because the condition is false. But if I change the variables to final, now whenever we change the variables to final, the value of a and b allocated at the time of compilation only. So at the time of compilation only, this a less than b becomes true. So at the time of compilation only it becomes true. So it says that it is an infinite loop. Line number 7 is unreachable. When I run the code, it says that line number 7 is unreachable. Here you can see welcome is unreachable. And if the condition is false, a greater than b, that is 10 greater than b is false. It says that from the line number 4 onwards, from curly braces onwards, the condition is the the body is being not reachable because here the condition is false. So if the condition is false, hello is not being printed. So whenever I run the code, it says that from line number 4 onwards, unreachable statement. Whenever always the condition is false here, so this is unreachable. Only when the final it raises unreachable. And now we go for exercise. First question. Let's pause the video and answer the questions. First question. What will be the output of the following code? Int I is equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus, and only one statement here, hello. So I is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2. So 3 times the condition is true. So hello prints 3 times. So prints hello once more, prints hello 3 times. Option B is correct. Second question. Which of the following statements about the initialization section of a for loop is true? It executes multiple times? No. It can contain variables of different data types? No. It is optional and executes only once before loop starts? Yeah. Option C is correct. Third question. What will happen if the condition in a for loop is omitted? So if you omit the condition, it is always true. So it falls into infinite loop. Fourth question. Which of the following for loop declarations is valid? First, int I is equal to 0 double D. Different types are not allowed. So first one is not correct. Second one, for int I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, I less. Yeah, option B is correct. Let's see option C. Int I is equal 0, int j is equal. We should not declare into two times. So it is not true. For int I is equal 0 float. So different data types, it is also not correct. So option B is correct. Fifth question. What will be the output of the following code? Final int A is equals to 5, B is equals to 10, and A less than B. These variables are final. So the condition is being replaced at the time of compilation. So A less than B is always true. 5 less than 10 is always true. So here welcome is unreachable. So it raises a compilation error due to unreachable statement. Option C is correct. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.